This is the Cityone 2.0 electric bike by Qlife. It claims to have a battery range up to 65 miles and hit speeds up to 28 miles per hour. Not to mention it packs a 1200 watt peak rear hub motor, a step-through frame, and an integrated battery. We will test all of those claims out inside this video to see whether or not this is the best budget e-bike that you can buy. To do that, we'll be breaking down this video into 4 main parts. We'll be starting off with the unboxing and getting all of the different pieces out for this e-bike. Then we'll move quickly into the setup where I will build out the e-bike step by step. And thirdly, my favorite part, we're going to be doing a test ride where we'll test out things like brakes, top speeds, and handling. And lastly, I'll wrap everything up with my final thoughts as to why I think this bike is worth buying. Before we get into all of that, I must say that I was sent this to review inside this video. However, all of my thoughts and opinions are my own. And with that being said, here's the unboxing. Everything seems to be well packaged, and here's what it all looks like outside of the box. Looks like we have a bike rack for the back, 2 metal fenders, and a bunch of different accessories, including things like a bike pump. It looks like we have quite a few different pieces to add onto the bike, so let's get started. First things first, I installed the handlebars as well as the handlebar stem onto the front of the bike. It was pretty simple overall, just a few screws, and they do include Allen wrenches to make it easier. I then installed the seat post so I could flip the bike over and work on things like installing the headlight, the front fender, and the wheel. Lastly, I installed the final 4 parts. I started with the rear fender, which was just a couple of screws. Then I moved on to the rear rack, and finally I tightened up the pedals. And then this was the finished result. The Qlife 2.0 sports 26 by 2.1 inch tires. And to be honest, it looks like they have some pretty decent tread on them, but we will be testing that out on some packed dirt trails. It comes with a 7-speed Shimano gear system, as well as mechanical disc brakes, as well as a quoted 1200 watt peak rear hub motor. Beyond that, we have a lockable and unlockable battery here that you can charge on or off the bike. It is a 10.4 amp hour 500 watt battery, and it comes with a 54.6 volt 2 amp battery charger. We do get a lockable suspension on the front and an integrated headlight. As far as the handlebars are concerned, we have our gear shifts here on the right. We also have a push down thumb throttle, and on the left we have the control panel. If you press and hold down on the power button, it will turn on, and looks like we have quite a bit going on here. We have our battery over here on the right in increments of 5. Then we can press on the pedal assist mode all the way up to 5. We have our miles per hour here at the top, then we have our odometer here at the bottom. If you press down and hold on the plus button, it will show a little indicator that the headlight is turned on. And for the most part, it is a fairly bright headlight. You can always press on the power button to switch it from trip, voltage, or odometer. And that's basically all you need to know about the control panel. Now that we've gone through all the features, let's fire it up and take it on a test ride. There's quite a bit that I want to test out when it comes to this e-bike. We're going to start off with testing out just how it handles. Right now I'm on fairly smooth roads and we have a few bumps in the road, but overall it's handling pretty well, which is honestly to be expected because of that front suspension. We have quite a bit of travel in that suspension and it's eating up these bumps no problem. I also didn't pump up the tires as much as I could have, which is also helping out with these bumps in the road. So if you're planning on traveling on paved trails or roads like this, expect a very smooth ride. Now where things get interesting is on trails like this. We have the 2.1 inch tires with the decent tread on them and the suspension, so I'm hoping that it will handle these trails no problem, but let's test it out. So far, a little bit bumpy in the back just because of the lack of suspension. We had a little bit of slippage there because of the muddy area, but overall it handled that downhill, pretty rough trail better than I expected. Now we have some kind of packed sand here. It's doing a little bit better than that downhill, but it's still gonna be a little bit shaky, a little bit wobbly and bumpy, as you can probably hear in my voice. And now we're transitioning into more of like a rock or gravel trail, and it's handling this better than it did in the sand. We're not getting any kind of slippage here, but this is a pretty well-packed trail and the tread is just eating up these rocks. So we're getting a pretty smooth ride overall. As far as handling is concerned, you'll have no problem with potholes or bumps in the roads, and this can do trails as well as some light sand, but based on the name Cityone, it's probably not meant to go on some intense mountain trails or downhill trails, but it will handle packed trails in dirt pretty well. Our next test is going to be the speed test. I will test out the top speed for each one of the 5 pedal assist levels, starting in number 1. So let's go ahead and get going and see what our top speed is. You're not going to be getting a ton of power in pedal assist number 1. I'm in the 7th gear and I'm just trucking along here. It's actually pretty difficult, but we are hitting about 9 to 10 miles an hour on pedal assist number 1. Let's go ahead now and bump it up to pedal assist number 2 and see what kind of speeds we get. So already I'm noticing that it's much easier to ride this bike in pedal assist 2. I really wouldn't recommend pedal assist number 1 unless you're wanting a tough workout. But in pedal assist number 2, we're hitting speeds of 12 to 13 miles an hour, which is about 3 or 4 miles per hour more than pedal assist 1. Okay, here we go with pedal assist 3. I'm expecting a lot more power from the motor in this mode of pedal assist. And yep, I'm already feeling it. This is a lot more zippy than 1 or 2. And we're reaching speeds of 16 and 17 miles per hour. We have a nice straight stretch here, so let's bump it to 4 and see what kind of speeds we get. We're passing that 17, 18 miles an hour. We're up to 19, 20, and I think we're topping out right at about 21 miles an hour for pedal assist 4. But I'm also really cranking on the pedals right now to get those speeds. With each pedal assist mode, the throttle is also going to top out at the same speeds of the pedal assist. So we're getting about 20 to 21 miles per hour using the throttle. Now finally, we are at pedal assist number 5. Let's see if we can hit that 28 miles per hour. We are at 20, 21, 23, I'm pedaling as fast as I can here. We're at 25, 26.9. And we hit 27.1, 27.3. So that's about as fast as I can pedal. I think if I had a little bit better road, I could hit that 28 miles an hour, but this thing definitely goes. It's very zippy, and we got super close to 28 miles per hour in pedal assist 5. The last test I want to do here is testing out the brakes, so I will get it to 15 miles per hour, and then we will brake to see how far it takes us to brake. So we're currently at 15 miles an hour, and I will slam on the brakes here. And those were a little bit squishier than I would like. That took about 15 feet to come to a complete stop, going 15 to 16 miles per hour. They're definitely not terrible, but they are mechanical disc brakes, so expect a little bit of a squishier braking compared to hydraulic disc brakes. For our trip, we went 3 miles and the battery meter did not drop any, so we didn't go through 20% of the battery in 3 miles, which is a good sign that this should be hitting the majority of the quoted mileage for the battery. When it comes down to it, you're getting a very capable electric bike with the Qlife Cityone 2.0. It can reach speeds close to 28 miles per hour. It comes packed with suspension, as well as a fairly large battery that should get you pretty close to the quoted range. I, for one, love the step-through design, and the rack on the back was a great inclusion. It allows you to hook up a pannier bag like this one from Qlife. In my opinion, the bike is more functional with the bag on it just because it gives you multiple different pockets for storage, and I think it looks pretty good too. So if you're looking for a road and light trail e-bike, then you're definitely going to like the Cityone 2.0. I previously reviewed the first version of the Cityone. You can check out that video on the screen now, and I personally find that the 2.0 is much better than the original Cityone by Qlife. Not only does it have a bigger battery and goes faster, but I thought overall it was a smoother ride and it had way more power because of that larger motor. Overall, this bike is definitely worth buying if you're looking for a budget e-bike. It's hard to say that it is the best budget e-bike out there, but you're getting a ton of value with this e-bike, and I would recommend it to anybody looking for a zippy and comfortable e-bike. Thank you so much for watching this video review, and I hope that it helped. My name is David, and I do product reviews, product comparisons, and top 5 best videos in both the home and tech niches. So if you're into that kind of stuff, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for when I release my next video.